How you guys doing? After yesterday's video, many of you guys reached out straight away on Discord and in game to do with migration. Would I like to migrate to your empire? Which I do think is a really good question, and I love the fact that the enthusiasm straight away that soon as the announcement's been made, the empires have been reached out. So I thought straight away, let's just talk about it in today's video. Let me give you my migration plans and, to be honest, what I am looking for in an empire. So if you do want to reach out and you do want to hit me up and say, Sneakyy, come to our empire. Our empire is the place, right? I'm going to give you the information that I do want to see in order to kind of talk to you, right? It's as simple as that. If you don't send me these basics, I'm probably not going to open up Convo because I need a little bit of information about what your empire is like before I even consider talking and kind of going down that rabbit hole or potentially migrating to you guys. So with that, smash like, comment, and subscribe. Let's dive into today's video. It's going to be an exciting one. I know a lot of people are interested in this. And on top of it, which I think is really important when it comes to the migration part, just remember whatever migration group you are in, right? Because I'm in group 1. But if you're in group 2, group 3, group 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, and you're a person that's looking to migrate in, to a new server, I'm telling you now, listen to today's video because these should be, I would consider like basic information that you should be asking from the empire that you want to migrate into to know if it's worth it, because those guys are going to ask requirements of you, like your merits, like your power, like what heroes you have, and all of that jazz, right? So it's up to you to also vet them. Do they have the same kind of time zones that you are looking for? Do they have the same competitiveness that you are looking for? Are they just a stronger kingdom overall? There's a lot of things that you could be asking and getting information to get those answers, right? So the first thing to do with this migration, if you're in group 1, so if you are group 1 out of all of these groups, you can reach out to me. If you're in group 2, group 3, group 4, don't bother because I can't migrate to you. It's as simple as that. The way the devs do this stupid migration system is limiting players' movements and even me wanting to migrate to certain empires that I honestly would have liked to migrate to, I'll be honest with you, but they're not in my group, so I'm not able to do that. I'm going to have to look for other options, which is fair play, right? And it's kind of what you have to do. So group 1, this is obviously Kingdom 5 to Kingdom 10, Empires 1 and 2, Empires from 8 to 11, all the empires from 59 to 68, all the empires from Empire 91 to 99, empires 112, 113, and 114, then you got empires 130, 131, and then finally, any empire from 171 up to 176. So you can see there's a group of those empires and kingdoms. So if you're in there, you can reach out. But what am I looking for? Well, firstly, it's quite simple, right? And I will showcase a little bit of stuff of me afterwards and give you more information. But what I am looking for from you, from an empire that wants me to migrate there, simple. I just want a few screenshots. The first one is your stellar. I want to see where you are at right now as an empire in your stellar glory. Are you in a competitive empire? Are you in the top 3? Yes. Great. Then the next thing I want to see is technically your glory records. I know it sounds crazy, but I actually want to see how good your last one is, as well as the others, right? I want to see how you've done in the past. So this is like the last one, then the one before, then the one before, then the one before. If you're consistently high, you're in the top 3 all the time, that's good. I'm going to be more interested in doing that, right? So it kind of showcases, a bit more research and information on how competitive as an empire you are, and not just on an individual level. Then the kind of next bit I do want to see finally is just this empire section here. Just show me your alliances. If you are in the top 5 alliances working right now, I would love to see that in your stellar glory bracket. Even if you're in the 5, 6, 7, 8, just show me the points, what you're working at, and what's going on, right? That's kind of the Stellar Glory side of things. The only other thing I honestly want to see when it comes to screenshots at first with the Empire is simply your alliance ranking in here, so we can see what power your current alliance is and what these other alliances are, because potentially I might be migrating into your empire and I might be in the first alliance, I might be in the second alliance, potentially in the third alliance. Who knows, right? It depends on what your empire's at. But I need to know this. Also, I just want to see what your top 10/20 players look like. The reason why I want to see this is because at the same time as me migrating, I need to be transparent. There will be a few other players in my little group of circle of friends that do want to migrate too, you know, and there might be more than one person joining. So this is a really important thing. If you reach out to me, I am going to be passing this information on to some of my friends, and they are going to be talking about it too, and they might reach out to you for me as well, right? And they might discuss all of this future plans for you. So I do want to see your top 20, because you got to think, if you see an S64 tag, you can guarantee that's part, I won't say part of my group, but they're part of the alliance, and these guys might be all migrating. I don't know what Cat is doing because I'm not part of Cat, but when it comes to S64, I know a lot of us are migrating out, right? And this has been voiced in numerous town halls, and if you haven't turned up to town halls, it's kind of on you, right? That's the whole point of a town hall and an empire trying to beat a competitive empire. It hosts stuff, right? So I'd love to see your top 20 on here, right? And that, honestly, is all I want to see at first, because from that information, you can gather, right? In the Stellar Glory season, I can see as an empire how competitive you are, how much you take this game seriously, if you want to win, if you want to lose, blah, 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 right? Same with the alliances. I can see how competitive your alliance is against the others in your current stellar bracket. And this is, again, really important to know, right? Then when it comes to your alliance power and your alliance, well, your empire's power members, top 20, that's important, because if we've got potentially more people coming in, we want to be in an empire that's equally stacked as us, and maybe a little bit higher stacked than us, because then we're giving and we're bringing stronger players to try and bring this empire more competitively up by having more quality and quantity of players, right? So it's really important to show that, because I want to see all that type of stuff. Obviously, when we start talking, I will discuss a lot more in depth about how many members are currently in your alliance, how many are regularly active, and all of that jazz. But that's going to come down later on in the game, right? So that is just to start things off, what I honestly do want. So if you are want to reaching out to me just to migrate, be prepared, because I do want to see those screenshots. I really want to see your Stellar Glory seasons. I want to see how competitive you've been, because I do want to migrate into a competitive empire. I really do. I want to stream a lot more often in these competitive environments, because I'll be honest, these empire, like Mightiest Empire events and stuff that we've been in, haven't been too crazy. And one of the biggest issues that I've been having is actually the time zone, which is going to be the next point I'm going to talk about. Because apart from that, the things that I am looking for in an empire, obviously, apart from everything I've said, is the time zone. Time zone is super important. People don't realize, you know, it's 10:28 right now, and guess what? It's 10:28 my time. So if you set your Mightiest Empire, any of your events like Trojan, Treasure Hunt, you name it, whatever you set event-wise as an alliance, if you set your time around this time, 11 UTC, 19 UTC, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be honest. I will be personally happy. I know some of the other guys won't be happy because they're from America and they would prefer a 19 UTC to a 1 UTC, which is perfectly reasonable because it's more in line with their time zones, right? But I'm going to be honest. I'm looking for an 11 and 19 UTC time zone empire because I have tried so many times to work with an any EU time crop, and it always ends up landing on the 1 UTC frame, which means my Empire unlocks at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, which means it doesn't end until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And guess what? I need to be up by 6 or 7 o'clock to take my kid to school and do all my responsibilities, make content, do all of that jazz, right? So I don't have that time, unlike people think. So I am actually being a bit selfish. I'm looking for an EU based server. If you are doing 11 and 19 UTCs, I'm going to be really happy. If you do 19 and 1 UTCs, I'm still going to be happy, but I'm not going to be as happy because I honestly have tried doing 1 UTCs, and to me it just doesn't work. It doesn't work for me at all. I don't like it. It's as simple as that. So from here, the only other thing I really do care about, and I think many people do as well, is actually Battle of Dawn. Battle of Dawn and Wonder Contest. Listen, if I am going to migrate into your empire, I need you to know straight away, I need to be in your main teams. I don't want to be in some dead-ass second team. I need to be in the main teams. Why? Because I have been working my ass off like our good old Steve and friends, and we've been working our ass up and winning and winning and winning as much as we can and getting up these ranks, right? We are a good tier alliance because of our Battle of Dawn and our Wonder teams, right? We do win very, very regular on the 19 UTC slot. I can't speak about the Pika crew on the 1 UTC. I know a lot of you guys joke about in the memes and stuff and on Discord about it, like, where was the Pika squad? I'm not part of that team. Don't ask me, right? Only ask me about the 19 UTC squad, which is me and Steve and friends. Then you'll know, right? But yeah, I am looking for Battle of Dawn and Wonder Contest. Why? Because when I migrate, I have plans. I'm going to be honest. I want to migrate and stream Battle of Dawn. I want to stream Wonder Contest. I want to stream Mightiest Empire. I want to stream Golden Expedition Times. I want to stream Desolate Desert. I want to stream more stuff. But I can't stream this stuff if Battle of Dawns are on 19 UTCs and then something else is at 1 UTC and something else is at 4 UTC and then there's more at that time, it just doesn't work out. Because for me as a content creator, as many people don't realize, like, working on a schedule is kind of what you still need to do. I need to make sure I'm working on a schedule. You guys know, typically, I always upload a video around 10:15 UTC or 11:15 UTC, right? So 11:15 or 10:11. If I don't, it's because I'm running late and I've got some stuff to do, right? And I normally post around 1 o'clock. But that's it. I don't break up from that schedule. I'm always in that time. And it's kind of the same with this Battle of Dawn and streams. I would love to stream a lot more often at 19 UTC. Why? Just because it allows me for all of these Battle of Dawns, Wonder Contests, Mightiest Empire events to kind of do what I need to do throughout the day. And then on a night, I can just have a couple of hours to myself, then live stream these events. It's as simple as that. And I can get more content out. So that is honestly like a lot of my maybe thought process on it. I've obviously given you guys what I need. I will talk to you guys a lot more in depth in DMs, and if I don't, I will honestly message Steve and tell you guys to talk to Steve. We'll open a group chat of some sort so we can go through that as well and keep talking, right? Because at the end of the day, migration is super important, and as many people know, the migration event on its own isn't very regular. So these migration moves could impact the channel. I could migrate somewhere and it just absolutely cucks me out and just destroys my account, right? It really could. So I need to really think about this for the longevity of my YouTube channel, obviously for my account and for the game experience. So with that, let me just finish up on some other points that probably some people are going to ask about, and then I can finish up with the rest of the stuff I want to showcase. So the only other thing I think many of you guys are going to ask about, and I will tell you right now, I'm in 2 boats of it, is Mightiest Governor events. I'll be real. I honestly would prefer fixed MGEs. I know some people hate that shit. fair play. If you don't run it, I'm not going to complain. But I do prefer fixed MGEs. Why? Only because as a content creator, right, I still put in my work in Desolate Desert, in Wonder Contest, in all these different game modes. I put in my effort and my 100% work into it to get points basically to earn for fixed MGEs. Because of that, as you can see, I'm on 77 out of 78, and you've probably guessed it, the only hero my account doesn't have is King Arthur, because I'm not a Kraken. I don't have 40 grand spare to spend on a hero. Let's be real, it's just ridiculous. But I do have every other hero in the game. You know, I've even got Constantine here. I haven't started him up just so I keep my power low, just so we have cheaper migration in the future. But I have every hero on the account, and as many people know, I do try to 5-star some of the heroes. Like I'm gonna 5-star Miyamoto. I've almost a 5-starred Theo, a 5-starred Mulan. I'm gonna be almost 5-star on this Ramses, right? And then I'll be 5-starring Lubu just to get him there because he's 4-starred. So you'll see I have a ton of 5-star heroes, but most of my heroes are free. I always try and get them 3 stars as a content creator to try and make content for you guys and test, right? So fixed MGEs help me do that, as you can imagine. If it's a free-for-all MGE, I'm not going to complain. I'll be honest, I'm not going to complain. However, I'll obviously want to see kind of some MGE histories if I can, just to gauge how crazy you guys go in the free-for-alls. Because if it's somewhere where I feel like, look, if I spend and I save a good amount for the 3rd or 4th MGE out of the 5 or 6 that might come, I might be able to get in and steal and win. And it would be a lot more fun and a lot more competitive, and I think a lot more entertaining on the side of things for people to watch, right? However, it obviously makes my job a little bit harder, and it makes my life a little bit more expensive than it needs to be. And obviously, the game's already an expensive game. So if you run a fixed MGE, it's obviously going to be a little bit more preferred. If it's not fixed MGE, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I know I'll probably have friends that feel pretty much the same to them, but it's each to their own, right? So apart from that, I will say, just for you guys, I will just showcase what my account looks like, right? Because obviously I am 67 million power, 7.1 million merits. I could have obviously have a lot more merits, but when all these, as I said, things are starting to go to the US times, and I just can't get up at these times and do things with my family that I need to do in the morning, it's going to affect it, right? But over the last couple of ones that I've earned, people have seen me. I've been able to earn 1 to 2 million merits quite easily now, so I'm not scared of gaining merits when it comes into these next few. My power, though, as you'll see, is split up quite right? So we've got our troop power, so that's just total power 67 million. Troop power 11 million, building power 20 million, and my hero power also 20 million. So like I said, because I own every hero in the game and they're all 3 stars almost, right? That's where a lot of my power goes, right? But as many people know from my account, and it's kind of what I did on my live stream, we are tunneling up. We've got all our renovations cooking right now. We're obviously working towards the good old facilities, right? As we go down here, we're working on that, and obviously we are even getting, as we kind of showcased on live stream, my 5-star Ramses, right? So we are knuckling down. If you've not guessed it, I am actually going to stay an archer main. I know it's going to be a little bit of a hot topic. Maybe I can talk about it in another video, but I am going to be an archer main, so I'm going to be playing Ramses archers, which is going to catch a lot of people off guard, especially with the new swordsman coming out. But I think that's the way to play the game with Alparslan too. So I'm going to run Alparslan with Ramses in the future, hunt down the infantry. If I get hunted down by a Lubu, so be it, right? But Lubus are going to get hunted by Cyruses, so it works both ways. So that's it. That is pretty much it. That is the good old migration plans, kind of giving you guys some info. As you can guess, I am going to be migrating out of 64, and I know a couple of people and a few people will be migrating out too. And if you're an empire that wants a group of players or individual players, let me know. Hit me up. I'm happy to pass this information on to the Empire 64 gang, because maybe a lot of other people do want to move out of here. and I can help them, right? So with that, smash like, comment, and subscribe. You know what to do with the migration. Send those screenshots and we can be in touch. And until then, stay safe, guys. Stay sneaky. Peace out.